Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we're about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday, so you know what that means. We're going to have another educational Thursday. Today is the first one kicking off this new year. We got a young brother in here that's doing some phenomenal things in the business world, and we're going to talk about some of his stuff that he's doing. And man, I'm just looking forward to tonight's conversation about this, and I'm gonna take accountability tonight. The PowerPoint presentation is not gonna be up because of us. We have some technical issues, as you all know. There's always some technical issues when you deal with this digital media stuff, but we're gonna talk our way through this with Brother Prince tonight and get through this presentation about how important it is for Black businesses getting started and some of the navigations and intersections that folks could use to get their business started. So I'm just excited about that. And we'll go ahead and get into our announcements and start getting through that as we get ready for tonight's show. With that being said, the Navient is to cancel 66,000 loans worth $1.7 billion to resolve the predatory lending claims. I know earlier last year we talked about how some of the student loans These companies were going after the students and overcharging them and different things across this United States. And today they put out the information that a lot of people who have borrowed those student loans will be getting some of that stuff taken off their records, and some of those states will be getting refunded and recompensated for some of the alleged dollar amounts that they owed. I think it is like 38 states in the United States that was affected by this, and a lot of students. And this is a nationwide settlement. And again, this probe went into this lawsuit dating back to 2009 when that company was known as Sally Mae and Navient. They will pay additional $142 million, including $95 million to harm borrowers. And I think that makes the total settlement about $1.85 billion across the United States. And I think that's going to be good for a lot of the students out there, a lot of folks who are affected by that. And a lot of that predatory loan stuff that was taking place, and just struggle. A lot of folks were impacted by that. So we are happy that some of that money is going to go back to the states and to some of those folks who were impacted from those lenders. With that being said, Martin Luther King III say history will be remembered. Senator Kristen Sinema unkindly for not supporting the filibuster reform to pass the voting right bill. As you guys know, it's a number of senators who wasn't in support of the voting right bill. It just goes to show you where we at today here in Miracle. But the civil rights leader said, a lot of the voting right groups who went in on Senator Kristen for her decision to reject President Biden's push to waken the Senate filibuster in order to pass the historic bill. And they just, everybody's upset about it, but this is what's happening. We got a lot of things that are still impacting the Black and brown communities every day when we talk about voter rights, voter suppression, and things that are impacting our communities. And that's why tomorrow is a very important day for the state, the town hall meeting, the state of Black San Franciscans, because these are some of the issues that we're going to be talking about, how we are being impacted here in San Francisco as well. Across these countries, a lot of these issues are impacting our communities across the United States. When we talk about economics, healthcare, wealth, it is just a sad, sad day to know the state that Black and brown folks are in this country, especially our Black folks. And we're going to talk about a little bit about it tomorrow, as we will be at City Hall on the city steps at 11 a.m. to talk about the state of Black San Franciscans. Are we worse off now than we were 55, 65 years ago? I think we are. I think it's a little bit worse than it is then. But we're going to be going ahead and addressing those issues tomorrow. With that being said, to continue support for both sides of the conversation. Again, we still have our Amazon Smile connected to Amazon. If you would like to donate to both sides of the conversation, you could use the Amazon Smile while you're shopping on Amazon. No extra cost to you, but if you pick both sides of the conversation as one of your charitable organizations, a small portion of each sale that you all purchase on Amazon will put some dollars into help support the work that we're doing here at both sides of the conversation. Also, our Giving Tuesday is still going through February 22nd. If you would like to go ahead and get a tax deduction, if you would like to go ahead and support the work that we're doing, you could go ahead and go to our website, go to our newsletter, and you could get that information to help support our efforts here at both sides of the conversation. And we thank you all for continuing to support us, the work we're doing in the community, and on this platform to continue to bring education, awareness, and information to our community. With that being said, I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Tomorrow is Black Town Hall, the state of Black San Francisco. The talking points will be on health, housing, mass incarceration, education, employment, and Black economics. That is happening tomorrow from 11 to 2. We'll be on the steps of City Hall. A number of phenomenal education organizations coming together to have this conversation. We're going to have some elected officials, and then we'll be asking questions and just trying to deal with some of the issues that are impacting our community. Also, the East Oakland Collective, WMP, both sides of the conversation, the Feed the Hood 20 is kicking off February 12th, 9 a.m. To 12 p.m. It's going to be at the East Oakland Collective office, 7800 MacArthur Boulevard. We are looking for volunteers. As you all know, the last one was very, very successful. A large number of volunteers and supporters and donors came out to support the community for this event. This is a very important event. As we all know, inflation and some of the things that are taking place in our communities right now are very, very impacted. So having these food drives and clothes drives and being able to get this stuff out to the community to help support them is a very, very powerful thing. We'll get the information on the screen here if you would like to volunteer, come out and help send some of the food out to the community, send some of the clothing and things to the community. There's a way you could go on. We've been posting it on our social media, but you can also go on the East Oakland Collective website as well and sign up as a volunteer for that event, and that is coming up in February. With that being said, both sides of the conversation, East Oakland Collective and a number of community partners are coming together. We're going to have our both sides of the Bay Family Bowling Day happening February 19th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Sea Bowl. Bowling Alley is going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal event. This is for community families. We're going to come together, have a bowling day, and it is in the honor of my mom and my cousin who are professional bowlers. And, we're going to have a great day. We're going to have food, 360 DJs is going to be happening. But please come out and have a great time with us. We are still looking for volunteers, and we are looking for community organizations who would like to table at this event to put resources and information out to the community. Please reach out to us at events@bsotc.org, or you can reach out to us or go to our website. If you would like to be a part of this event, you would like to table, bring some of your community resources and information to this event, please do. Also, with that being said, the reopening of the Bayview Casey Jones Playground, which is known as Martin Luther King Swimming Pool Park, is opening back up January 22nd from 10 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 3rd Street in Armstrong. There's going to be free swimming at the Martin Luther King Pool. There's going to be a baseball game, and there's going to be a city job fair happening. So we are excited to see Martin Luther King Park opened up. It's been a while since they've been remodeling, revitalizing the park. A lot of our elders and seniors in the community utilize that park to just exercise and use it for some of the services that it poses. So just happy to see another space for us in our community is opening back up. With that being said, this is Martin Luther King birthday weekend that we always celebrate every year. Tomorrow will be the eve of his birthday, where he would have been 93 years old. There is a number of Martin Luther King events that are taking place across the Bay Area here in Northern California, and we want to make sure that community gets the information to get out and be a part of some of these events. And if you go to www.sfmlak.events, you can find out where these Martin Luther King events are happening. Every year, the Freedom Train comes up. As of now, I haven't seen anything canceled on the Freedom Train. But again, check out the events page to see what's going on. It's a bunch of events that's happening not only in San Francisco, but across the Bay Area as well. Also, save the date for the African American Heritage Night that is coming up. It's going to be at the Chase Center with the Warriors versus the King. We're going to be there. A number of our community partners, both sides of the conversation, is going to be there. There are tickets that they're going to have for $65 up to $70 for some upper level baseline seats and some upper level sideline seats. Please contact us, reach out to us at events@bsotc.org for more information. If you would like to get out there, if you haven't been out to the new Warrior Stadium, it is a beautiful, beautiful stadium. And I know the tickets prices are very, very high, but February the 3rd is a great opportunity if you want to check out the stadium. Also be there for African American Heritage Night, be around some good folks, community vendors. Be a great time for you to come out, check out what's going on, and get a chance to walk around and see the new stadium and see what's going on at the Chase Center. So we're happy to be partnering and being a part of that. And we're looking forward to seeing community to come out there as well. For both sides of the conversation, our next show's coming up. We have our Sunday conversation coming up this Sunday. We are talking about sickle cell awareness. This is going to be a very, very powerful conversation. We're going to have some education, some awareness, some resources, some very, very important information our community needs to know. As you all know, sickle cell has been impacting the Black and brown communities for a very, very long time. And it's going to be a great discussion to find out some of the things that's going on and what's impacting the community for the sickle cell awareness. So I think it's going to be a great conversation. And I'm looking forward to it this Sunday. And with that being said, it is a phenomenal weekend of sports coming up here in the Bay Area. We have the Las Vegas Raiders in the wild card game. We have our San Francisco 49ers who will be playing Sunday during the show. I'm sorry, we can't move the show around, but I know a lot of people will be watching the 49ers game. But again, we will have the video of Sunday's conversation up on our YouTube. So if you want to come back at a later time to check it out, I understand, I respect it. I'll be sitting here focused on getting this information to our community. But the 49ers will be playing. This is a huge wild card game, unexpected. But we're going to go ahead and root for our Niners. And we're going to send them Cowboys home kicking. I got a number of Cowboy fans bothering me all week. And I'm looking forward to talking some trash next week as we have a phenomenal weekend of sports here in the Bay Area. With that being said, I'm going to close my mouth now and get ready to bring up tonight's Educational Thursday presenter, my brother Prince. Phenomenal brother. And again, I apologize for not getting up the PowerPoint slide, but we're not going to quit. We're not going to give up. Things happen. We're going to push through tonight's segment, and me and Prince is going to talk about this, and we're going to push through and make this happen. So with that being said, the entrepreneur, the hustler of the year, San Francisco legend, young brother known all across the city, doing some phenomenal things, running his businesses, young Prince D, my brother, we're going to bring him up and let him talk about businesses, how to get it started for our young folks. Because, here at both sides of the conversation, we want our young people to also be encouraged, to get the game, get the sauce, get the information. And why not have a brother who young, look like them, powerful in our community, doing some amazing stuff. Brother Prince, welcome yourself to both sides of the conversation. Introduce yourself to the community, and let's talk about this black business and how to get these resources, brother.
First of all, man, hey world, man, blessings to everybody out there, man. I hope everybody's staying up, staying healthy, staying well, man. And God bless, man. I just want to, man, thank God for even giving me this opportunity, man, to sit down with both sides of the conversation. They always moving around. They always in the community. They always grinding, man, and helping us, man, build us, So thank you guys for that, man, for even bringing me on this platform. Man, so first of all, man, I want to talk about Capture the Moment Films, my first business that I got started. Man, it was a grind, man, from the beginning, but I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to get out there, man, capture some moments and make some memories. And man, with the photography and everything, everybody always want to take a picture nowadays, to make those memories. So when I put that 7D Canon in my hand, man, and start going around a different community events and meeting people, man, it became a passion, man, and it's something that got dear to my heart, man, and I went for it. And the first thing I started doing is writing things down and getting my business plan in order,
Man, phenomenal, powerful stuff, man. That's what it's really all about, and I've seen you at the community events doing your work with your camera, shooting videos, doing stuff. And I think that's a very important piece of what we're doing here in the community, right? As we talk about, like, we got this Dream Keeper initiative, we're talking about changing the narrative. We also talking about the things that impact our community. When you have that footage and those photos, those historic moments as our communities transform, it's just phenomenal stuff, man.
Definitely.
So,
and not just that, a thing that inspired me to pick up the camera was basically seeing my community in front of my eyes changing. Like with the parks and everything, I got hooked up with the Trust for Public Land, and I did the time capsule for Bodecker Park and Hilltop Park, Sundale Park, right up here on the hill. So, just getting those experiences by coming out to my community saying, wow, man, these are changes that's happening that's impacting not just me, my children. And I want to be a part of those changes, man. So that was another thing that inspired me to pick up that camera, man, and go for it and tap in with different people to, try to get those contracts. And God made that happen by, the motivation, man, just asking questions, and never be scared to, get let down. Sometimes it's going to happen, but as long as you go for it, you learn something from every move.
Man, very powerful stuff, man. And Prince, while you talking about that, I think this is a great time while we have our young folks and people in the community. Right now with this COVID and Americon spreading through our community, we got about 8.5 million Americans, quitting their jobs. Jobs are changing, things are transforming in our community.
Yes.
But again, speak to the community, the young folks of that process, or maybe that young person who are sitting there, or maybe a family member who are sitting there tonight, talk about some of the processes and the steps to going through, to get into this filming and get into some of this photography and things of that nature. Because I think it's very important to talk about that stuff. And young folks want to see people who look like them. I go on a lot of these calls. I'm in the community, and everybody like, John, I want to see people who young and look like me that to inspire me. I want to hear about all these other folks and historic folks. We're trying to make current day history, and you a part of that doing the work.
Man.
But talk to the community about that.
Well, first of all, man, I mean, from coming from the streets, man, if you don't hustle, you don't eat, man. Some people wasn't blessed with the two parents in the house, and mama was out there too, and grandma probably had one legs in a wheelchair like me. She was a nurse, and when she got diabetes and her leg got cut off, I had to really I had to get out there, man, and man, and really, fight for, survival, man. And, in that growing up in that environment, it taught me, man, to, write things down, to just, study the terrain, man, and know what to do. So basically, man, in that, I think, man, the first thing a kid got to do in this process of growing your business, start writing things down, brainstorming, see exactly what fits you, what's good for you. And then after you start brainstorming and writing things down, you can hook up with programs like the Renaissance, like YCD, that can help you, develop your business plan. If you're not comfortable with handling that, it's somebody that can help you develop your business plan, get the right ideas, get trademark, get your seller's permit, get your website up, and it's people that set in place to help you, like the Renaissance, like YCD, like Black Wall Street, and these community-based organizations are out there for the youth to to help you develop your ideas to go further in this business. So start writing stuff down, see exactly what fits you, and then go for it and get the resources available to help you develop that idea.
Man, very, very, very important information. I'm glad you said that. Shout out to our SF Black Wall Streets. They are doing an entrepreneur program. They got the OMI job readiness program. There are some opportunities for community folks and our young people in the community to get an opportunity to put these type of things together to be successful. And I'm gonna really just speak to this because I think it's very important for the community and young people to know. And I know you could contest to this. There's a number of steps that you have to take to become successful or to get into that business. But the times that we are in, sometimes you have to just take your passion and what you love and put it to work, right?
Yes.
And I say this because it's real, because when I started both sides of the conversation and the concept of what was going on, it wasn't no blueprint. It wasn't no business plan, right? It was an assessment of the community needs during a COVID, a time of a crisis.
Yes.
Right? The work that we was doing, advocating in the community, working with our young folks in juvenile, blessing our people, feeding our folks, that was already happening. People just didn't see it. But the crisis of the COVID, right? When we started to lose communication, when the town hall meetings stopped, when the communication between City Hall and the community.
Man, and we thrive off communication. That's
right.
how if we not communicating, we sitting there twiddling our fingers like something wrong.
Right. It just, doing those assessments, and it was like very important to listen to community. And I always say this, and I always want our young folks to know that, because a lot of times people like, John, how do you know how to connect and how you do? Listen to the people, right? If you listen to the people, you don't need a PhD, you don't need a doctorate degree. All you got to do is listen to people that tell you what the problem is and how and then listening to the people, we started to find all of the disparities, these issues that were taking place, that were impacting our community. Okay, when we went into full closure lockdown, the community Wi-Fi was a struggle. People could not get on Zoom. Zoom was new. People didn't know how to communicate, right? So
Yes.
because of the following, the people we knew in the community, working off our Facebook, working off our social medias, creating a platform. And we didn't have an ideal or a vision of like how it was going to lay out, how it was going to be. We just know our people need help. We
Yeah.
need to
And we gonna create, man.
right.
We gonna create.
And that's what you do, right? And as you create and as you develop and get into play, then those structures become in place. And it's a process, but we just want our young people to know when you have a vision, you have a heart, you have a thought process, like Dean said, put it down, put it on paper, you know what I mean? And tap into the resources and community folks who know and push forward. So
Yes,
that's
definitely.
definitely good stuff, man.
And not just that, it was another experience I went through, man. We had shot a documentary a long time ago. Actually, it was footage from like the early 60s of James Baldwin coming to Bayview Hunters Point, interviewing young black brothers, asking them how was the racial, between black and white up here compared to down south. And brothers were saying, man, they not beating on us like they doing down south, but they whooping us on papers. Our living conditions ain't right. The same stuff we talking about today. So it's like, man, and it's called Point of Pride, man. And I was blessed to be a part of that with Bayvac and Baycat, and they put that on, they produced that, and me, Kawana, and a couple other people in the community was a part of that, and when I was able to get in that type of environment and see how to shoot a documentary, seeing how we were, brainstorming, coming up with ideas on how to shoot, where to shoot, locations, taking notes on questions to ask, that put instilled in my heart, hold on, I got the tools right here. First of all, I'm doing this hands-on right now, putting this together with these people. I can take the same information and build my own documentary. And it's just giving you that confidence and seeing that, man, I can do this as long as I got that confidence and get the knowledge.
Man, very deep stuff. And we have a number of phenomenal organizations that are doing that type of work today through the Dreamkeeper Initiative. We got Citizen Films, we got Clarity Media, we got both sides. A lot of opportunities out there for community to get involved. And it's just a matter of getting this information to the community, bringing the resources to the folks. But I'm just glad you said that, because a lot of times people say that there's not opportunities in the community. And sometimes there aren't all of the resources, but there are resources and some stuff that comes to the community, but you have to be willing to work, drive, and have that dedication to go get it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And what I think that in the youngsters' mind right now, it's your mindset, because when all the development like 10 years ago, when I started seeing things changing at a rapid pace, and the big tech things started jumping off around the city, and a lot of things were happening, I felt like, oh, it's nothing for me. It's nothing, hold on. That's why I created my businesses. That's why I created, because I felt I was being left behind. Felt like I was being looked over, like, man. And I feel that our community is feeling that at this point, because as far as the tech industry, as far as the solar industry, as far as because we in tune with nature. A lot of these kids love to go out in nature, will love to go to Muir Woods, will like to get in tune with the solar, but the knowledge, it comes too late, after everything that already kicked off and everything. And some people feel like that, but we letting them know, man, you got to go for it sometimes, and then see exactly what you like, and like, okay, this is something I really like, and go for it. And then you'll attract people with your mindset. Don't give up. Never give up, or like take them steps backwards, like, I can't handle this. You'll never know if you'll never try,
Man, real gems, real game, good information. Like to hear it. And that's why I definitely always appreciate brothers like you coming back. You are a pillar of the community, doing so many things, part of the men's group, business owner, still continue to educate yourself and doing things. And I think, especially in our community, we talk about the Fillmore, we talk about Bayview, and we talk about, the Tenderloin, just that concept. And when I talk to young people, because I mentor these youngsters that's locked up in the juvenile hall, they're going through this transition, they're trying to figure out life. And I'm always telling them stuff, right? And I'm always telling them to think, right? For everything negative that you think you could do to be successful, there's something positive, right? You like, I
Exactly.
always tell them, I said, you like to break in houses, you can go work for ADT. You like to break car windows, you can go work for the glass company. You like to break in cars, you can go work for AAA, right? There's a positive for everything negative that a young person could be thinking, or a person in the community could be thinking. It's an opportunity, but you got to be willing to utilize that skill set, be open and willing to make the change. We have violence in the community, young folks shooting. I always tell them, I say, hey, you can go to the military, right? Or you could do what you're doing, right? You could put the gun down and pick up a cannon
and shoot your shot and shoot the right shot.
Right. So it's just a matter of mindset pivoting. And that's what we're really trying to push when we talk about changing the narrative, changing the thought process of young folks, people in the community, how to get them to transition and think about the things that they think and process and do negatively. How can they do that positively in the community and make that assessment and change? So, just hearing you doing that, that's a way to tell their story, get their footage, make those films. And those documentaries are very, very powerful when you talk about people coming into our community, seeing what it looks like, the transformation of the community. But when we talk about equity, and I like how you presented that, equity is a big issue here in San Francisco, and making sure our community folks get access and, coming to the table. And like you said, these tech companies and a lot of these large employers in our community have not did a great job of bringing the skill set, the access, and resources to our community. And again, that is something that we are continuing to address. And that's something we'll be talking about tomorrow.
Because they hungry for it and they need it. And I mean, as long as we keep, presenting it to them, they gonna suck it up, and not just suck it up, man. They're gonna embrace it and learn it. We just got to make sure that our kids get involved and get access to it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one thing that we're going to continue to fight for here at both sides of the conversation. We have to put these things in play and have them ready when our young folks, are ready to make that transition. Too many times when we have these young folks or people, young adult population of the community, ready to make that change, ready to do the right thing, and then the services are not there. And, that's what I'm really pushing on our community organizations, a lot of the nonprofits, and talking with our elected officials to make sure that these pilot programs and these opportunities are ready. So when these folks are ready to transition, they can jump in and get going. It's sad when they're trying to make a change or trying to change their lifestyle and they go for these services and there's nothing there. It's very terrible.
It's needed. And I see a lot of these youngsters when I'm going downtown, when I'm going shopping, and I'm seeing some of these youngsters 13, 14, 16 years old. And I'm like, man, you're not in school. They like, man, it ain't really nothing for me to do. And the hope is not there. And then I ask them about, man, what about going to some of these programs? It's stipulations on about, vaccinations and stuff like that. So right now is a critical time for our community to keep our hands around our youngsters and keep showing them that it's a better way, because a lot of them is feeling like, this pandemic is putting like a lot of people in depression too. Mental, the mental health is like not, getting addressed. And we need to definitely make sure that we tapping in with our youngsters about the mental health, because even my kids, from being away from they friends and everything, they feeling a certain way. And, I see the mood changes and things,
Man, very, very important stuff. And that is very serious. And that's one thing that we're definitely going to be tackling here throughout this year. We are really committing this year to talking about Black mental health, Black health in general, as well as talking about financial literacy and topics like this, how to start a business, how to keep our young folks and community energetic about being entrepreneurs. Because again, the dynamics of the work environment is changing. Right.
Yes.
There's a lot of jobs that are being taken away through automation, computers, artificial intelligence, and we got to start pivoting our community into making these changes. And I'm really advocating for it. And I'm gonna keep screaming and yelling. I know they get tired of me, John Henry. We don't want to hear you, but I'm gonna keep screaming because I think we have now transitioned. And too many times in our community, the only access we get are to janitorial jobs, construction jobs. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with those jobs, but I would like to see our community really focus on the future and get ahead of what's coming down into play, teaching our young folks coding, teaching our young folks.
Let's put some of these youngsters in space, man.
Right. Yeah.
Let's put them in space, man.
Right. Things of that nature.
They can build a shuttle too, man.
Right.
Man.
Teach them automation, things that are taking the jobs of the folks now. If you look around and you see what's going on, when you go into banks, there's not a lot of tellers. Everything's going automated. When you go into the grocery store, there's not a lot of checks.
Cryptocurrency.
I mean, all of that stuff. We really got to push our community forward on that. And, we're going to keep fighting. We'll keep doing our part here to make sure that the elected officials here, we're going to make sure the community here, we're going to make sure that our young folks here and know that we're fighting, and we're going to make sure that we get them in position to win, because there's too many people coming into our community, taking the jobs, taking the opportunities, leaving our communities out to dry. And we got to change that model moving forward here in 2022. And we're going to do that. But let's keep pushing along.
Let's go.
Stuff. Let's jump into the next business and some of the other stuff you're doing, brother.
Okay, man. So another thing, man, I got this cloud surfing right here that's happening, man, to let everybody know, man, cloud surfing is here to stay, man. Cloud Surfing 415 is a brand I came up with 5 years ago. I'm also a music artist. I was touring with Burner, Andre Nicotina, San Quinn, and doing shows, man. Open up for 2 Chainz, 3,000 people in Visalia. So I mean, as an artist, man, you all about fashion, you all about looking good, you all about staying classy and flashy. That's one of the things about being an artist, and cloud surfing came out of that. And not just that, seeing a avenue of making some more money after I'm preparing a beat, after I'm doing my music on stage. I got merch after. And I'm networking with the people. I'm giving out stuff. I'm making connections, and this was a good way of doing that. So I started Cloud Surfing 415, and I've been doing this for about 5 years. I really go down to LA a lot, man, because I feel like by taking that trip down there, man, and going to get them for cheaper and dealing with those people down in the alley down there, man, it puts you on your game as far as business. You traveling, so you spending money, it make you appreciate it a lot more. So I've been dealing with them down there, man, in LA. But now my folks, my Asian partner, man, put me on to some people out there in Atlanta and in New York. So I've been ordering different stuff online, and it's a beautiful thing, because as a community, man, we love to look good, we love to spend money, and shit. I mean, San Francisco and the whole, man. I mean, shit. We all love it, man. Flying, flashy, popping our collar, So we always been about that. So I felt that was a need in our community to have something that we own that says, when we put it on, this is what for us, by us, like FUBU, man. We made this,
Man, very powerful stuff, man, and congratulations to the cloud surfing. I've been all over the Bay Area and beyond, and I'm always seeing cloud surfing merch popping up here and there. So just definitely want to say, congratulations for the work that you're doing with that. But I think also what you're talking about is very important as we talk about community and we talk about our young folks. And I think that's very important what you're talking about when we talk about networking, because I think a lot of times we don't really talk to our young folks in the community and just really how important networking is, building those relationships, and teach them those business practices of how to stay successful and how to sustain a successful business, because there are ups and downs that take place. But again, really incorporating that. And I know you were talking about classes and really teaching folks how to do some of that stuff. And I'm really excited as you start building this stuff out and doing it, because I think it's a great opportunity for folks in our community to really learn that business networking and how to get out there and meet people and make those connections and break that fear. Because a lot of times in our community, the fear of the unknown or the fear of failure
stops us
from doing a lot of things, right? And in 2022, when we talk about being new this year, that's what we talk about when we talk about new mindsets, new understandings, new relationships, and new wealth. This is what it's all about. Taking that step, being open, not afraid. Step out there and meet somebody you don't know or somebody who don't look like you, because everybody that look like you might not give you an opportunity, right? But there's always other folks out there who are about business, about making that financial assessment and want to build their brand as well. So just teaching our young folks that, it's an opportunity. You can't just predetermine or prejudge how people, what they think. I talk to a lot of youngsters and they think, oh, this person ain't go. You don't know. You got to open your mouth and speak. So I think that's
you got to, man. A closed mouth don't get fed, they said, man. And we got a new saying, 2022, it's all on you. You know,
Man,
it's
that's
all
real.
on you to make that happen, man, because I mean, we got resources and we got help, but you gotta extend your hand. You know, make that connection. I mean, learn your people, man. Conversate with your community, you know, and that's how we grow. You know, the more our network is our net worth, you know.
Man, very, very important stuff. Make sure y'all check him out on Instagram, Cloud Surfing 415. Let me tell
Yes.
you, he always got some stuff. Great gear, great quality stuff, man. I still got to get my coat, man. I got
Come on, man. You know it.
right. I got to get my coat, man.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, very important stuff, and I'm glad you really talking about that, dropping those gems. And I mean, you know, me and you, we've had some phenomenal conversations at our men group about moving our community forward and talking
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, our young folks, the young males of the community. And I think we need to have more of these conversations to really empower and build up the young males of our community. Some of the stuff that's going on in the community, we got to teach them to work together, teach them, you know, how to deal with each other. And it starts with that networking, and it starts with those.
And how to heal, you know, because man, it's a healing process. Some of the them youngsters out there, man, have been real, you know, been through a lot of trauma, you know, and just to be able to learn how to heal, man, and you know, relax and try to let things go slowly but surely, you know, because it's a process in that, you know, in healing, you know, it doesn't happen overnight, but as long as you taking those steps to move forward, it will happen.
Right. And then we're gonna jump into, I know you want to get into the drywall stuff or whatever else you want to get into.
Yes.
Um, but I really want to, you know, put this out there and let people hear this, because I think you are a great description of what perseverance look like. You are a
Mm,
great person when it comes to tenacity and what it takes to overcome the resilience. Because as
man.
Black folks, that's all we have, right? But your ability not to quit and not to give up, you know, has pushed out some amazing, amazing stuff, and just some of the work you're doing. But talk about, you know, if you want to talk about that now or later, but go ahead and jump into that, because I think our folks in the community to hear that commitment and that perseverance that you have, I think is just very, very inspiring. And I know you're gonna get there. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of like, you know, doing what we do, man.
Yeah, keep on pushing, man. But the perseverance, man, actually, I mean, like I said in the beginning, like I was raised by my grandparents. My mom had me, and I was born in jail. You know, I lost three brothers at a young age, man. I used to call myself the Black Private Ryan, man, because to lose three brothers and then sit around and you know, man, you know, have other family members and you see them with their brothers and their sisters, and you got two little sisters left and you ain't got no boys there. And then it's like, man, it hurts, you know. But you know, my grandparents always taught me, man, you know, keep God first, man, and stay ready to fight, man. And they just instilled that one from me from Greenville, Mississippi. My grandmother and them is from in East St. Louis. You feel me? My pops and them from. So, you know, all that knowledge, man, that they gave me, man, and you know that love. It really was the love, because the love taught me that you could be strong, you could be a fighter, but man, without that love and you know community, you know empowerment and togetherness, we ain't nothing. We nothing without that. Without that family unity, locked in and love, all that other shit is like secondary to that. So to grow up with them strong grandparents and those family values, I think that instilled in me a will not just to survive but to thrive. And you feel me? Ever since I've been going through like just different stuff in my life with losing loved ones and losing friends, and you know, man, just seeing motherfuckers die right in front of my eyes. It's just like, you know, I had to say, man, it's a crazy world, but at the same time, it's how you not just take it in, but how you approach the situation after you take it in. You know, because it could crumble you. Some shit, I mean, it'll change your life forever, or fuck you up mentally if you see it. So, you know, I mean, just to be, you know, mentally aware of that, and like you said, mental health is a key part of the community, man, and staying God fearing, and you know, just having knowledge of self and reading. You feel me? Those things, man, help man grow your mind in order to you know intake some of that stuff that you go through on a daily basis, especially some of the shit that You know, I seen growing up in San Francisco, growing up in these projects from Fillmore to Hunters Point and Lakeview and all. I didn't live in all the communities in the city, so I got to see, you know, I mean, what it was really to be in San Francisco. From Army Street, my auntie opened Burnham Dwellings Community Youth Center, you know, over there in Army Street, man. And with man, I was over there, man, back in the day. So I seen all that growing up and going to New Orleans, going down there, down south when I was little, seeing they projects going, you know, it really it gives you thick skin, but the knowledge that from traveling and going places and seeing different people, man, it really, man, is a blessing, man. It can make you a well-rounded individual.
Man, definitely that pain is real. You know, and that's why that life journey is very, very important. I mean, especially during this COVID, the amount of loss people have
Man.
taken, family members, and I know that feeling. I lost my mom last year, lost my uncle, lost my partner, you know, a lot
Yeah.
of loss. And you know, it could be a lot. And I think right now, like you said, the mental health in our community is just weighing folks down. People are depressed. You know, the second potential shutdown or just the spread of what's
Man.
American. So to have that thick skin and have that understanding and been through that pit, as they say, that dark pit, and being able to crawl out of it and continue to do the work, man, is very, very important. I mean, I'm glad that you highlighted that, and you know, and I want community to know that pain, man. And this is why we have both sides of the conversation. This is our community space, you know. And sometimes things aren't always the way people want to see it, but it's from us. It's from our folks. We like to hear what's going on, but it's very great to hear these testimonies and these stories, and for our folks in the community who may be down or maybe feel like giving up, to see a brother like you, Prince, to talk about the struggles, the things you've been through, but to climb out of that pit and make the moves and the things that you have done for yourself and your family and for the community is very powerful, tremendous stuff, man. And you know, just happy to hear the work you're doing and continue. Man, great stuff. And you just everywhere. You involved with a lot of stuff in the community. And I think that's very important as well, just to let our folks in the community know there is a way, there is
And
a
it's so much to do. It's so much to do right now. And never give up and never take it up upon yourself to say, I'm alone in this, because brother, we all here, man. And if you ever need something, hit my guy up at both sides of the conversation and we'll get you straight, man.
Man, you already know, all power to the people. We always go rock with our people. Make sure whatever it is they need, we're gonna find a way to get them the resources and advocate for that well. But along this journey, I mean, I want to continue to push through on this. You know, I want you to talk about your adventure here with this drywall and start your own construction, because you got some great ideas.
Man.
I know you've been going through a course and different things, but talk about the ups and downs of it and some of the, you know, things that you're dealing with. And, you know, I think it's always great to have these conversations, because it's very inspiring to know and for folks to hear it out of your mouth, because a lot of times everybody just think, you know, on Instagram and social media, all we see is the successes.
Yeah, it's peaches and cream, man. It's all roses, man.
Right, right. But
Yeah.
you know, talk a little bit about it, because I want our young folks in the community also, because I'm gonna share this video with a couple of my young folks tonight who are going through some of that transition, you know. And sometimes when things don't go the way or opportunity don't open up, you know, a lot of times they quit, right?
Exactly.
But I think, you know, your story and your testimony and what you're going through right now on this journey of doing your thing, I think it's just something good for our young folks to hear in the community.
Yeah, man. So basically, I'm a drywall finisher. Basically, that's a taper. Basically, I put mud on the wall, tape, and get it ready for paint. I'm an illusionist, man. I make illusions on the wall to make you think that this wall is completely smooth, nice and straight, and you can put that paint on there, man, and it'll look like glass. So, man, I've been doing this for now 10 years, man, building the city, doing different projects for different companies. But I mean, one thing as far as, man, me being, an entrepreneur, I noticed, I said, man, I'm working for a year. I'm working for 2 years at the longest. And then these companies, man, they land me off right after. I'm getting used, abused for year after year. And I'm not making the hours. I'm making good money, but I'm always looking for work. I didn't want to, answer to nobody no more. I felt that I had the knowledge. I've been in this game 10 years, and I said, okay, let me think about getting my own contractor's license, man, get my C9 and going for it. So, man, I took the test twice. I failed. The third time, I passed the law. Bam. I'm like, I'm juiced. Okay. I didn't got through a half of it. I got 115 questions out the way, but I got 115 to go. So man, I'm doing it, but I'm doing all the other businesses. I'm doing my clothing line. I'm taking pictures. I'm not focused. I'm not focused on this main goal. Some time go by. I say, okay, let me go take it again. I failed. Go take it again. I failed. Go take it again. I failed. So this now it's about 6-7 times. Then me taking this test for this contract, and then I haven't passed. I said, man, look, man, some gotta shake, man. If I'm thinking about giving up, but then I had to say, hold on, if it was easy, everybody would do it. If it was easy, everybody would have their contractor's license. P. First of all, this is a life-changing moment. If you get this, hey, look, yesterday's price ain't today's price, man, because the price didn't went up, man. So I'm like, man, this is an exciting moment. Went in there again. I'm thinking I got it. Failed again. This was yesterday. So I'm sitting here like, man, okay, should I give up? Thinking just man, hold my head just in despair. But then I said, hold on, look at all the other good things that you got going on, Prince. You first of all, you spread all the way out, and you only 7 questions away from getting your license. 7 questions yesterday I missed before I would have been a contractor. 7 questions away, and you gonna just throw it all away. You done paid this money. You done sat here for almost a year and did this, and now this. I said, I can't let myself down. I can't let, you feel me? I can't let this go down like this. I got to make sure I stand on what I believe in and know that and have that confidence and go take this again, man. Don't just give up, but have another plan though too, just in case it don't work out. Because everything happens for a reason. So I just take it in stride and say, hold on, I'm gonna do this, but at the same time, I'm not gonna give up. That's not in my DNA.
Man, definitely, and you're gonna get there. And I'm blessed to have you talk about this tonight, because I think a lot of times, you touched on a number of points that really impact folks in our community, especially as we are transitioning through this Americana, and how it's affecting employment and it's affecting opportunities. But I'm gonna start back to the beginning when you talked about, in this contractor world, working as a construction worker, and this is why I'm talking about the equity and the things that we need to take place in our community. And I'm in the construction trade, so I understand all about the unions, the politics, and what goes on. And again, these are the topics that a lot of times we don't talk about in our community, how the Black males and females of the construction trades are impacted by systemic racism and by some of the unjust and fairness. And we talk about knowing people and different things like that. I've watched it over the years throughout the trades. You can have the same experience. And I see my brother Dante King chiming in, and he just talked about this on Tuesday night. You can have the same skills as one of your counterparts. And Black folks, when it comes to construction, the first one laid off, first one, to go. It happens, right? And so I understand that struggle and that lifestyle when we going in the construction trade. And that's something that we really need to talk about, because I feel like a lot of time in the construction industry and through some of the unions and the stuff that's going on, a lot of times, what takes place is not really seen and dealt with like it is dealt with at a hospital or a banking business or some kind of different structure. There's a lot of loopholes that they get around in the construction industry. And we know a lot of our Black males who come home from prison get those opportunities. Some of the community folks get those opportunities. And a lot of times those jobs are put up for data, you know what I mean? To say that they have so many Black workers and things of that nature for community contracts and things of that nature. But there's some phenomenal construction folks in all of the trade skill sets throughout, not only in San Francisco, the Bay Area, across these United States, that have built and been a part of some major construction projects. So I want to give a huge shout out to all of our construction workers, our trade workers out there, our welders, electricians, our HVAC plumbers, insulators. There are some phenomenal brothers and sisters who do that type of work, electricians, and it's sad that we still deal with it. But I understand that struggle, and I understand why the thought process of getting your contractor license, running your own business is very, very important. And don't give up. It's obstacles. And I know you're busy, you're doing a lot of things, so it's hard to focus. And I know if you just had the time to focus on
I
just
would have
that,
been through that.
you'd have been through the dough. But don't give up. And I mean, and the reason why I wanted you to talk about this, because so many people in our community give up when things don't happen, they don't pass tests, or they don't get the job, or they don't get the opportunity. And to hear you say that is just very important to let people know, no matter what happens, don't be discouraged. Continue to push forward and do the things that you need to do to be successful. And it's going to come. And I know you're doing a lot. And this is like sometimes why I get frustrated, because people in the community don't understand when you're juggling jobs, you're juggling businesses, plus being a family man, doing the stuff that you're doing. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot, right?
Man.
Sometimes our focuses are not there, but we are capable. But I like what you said. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But also through this process, understand that struggle is also what makes us humble, keep us with the compassion and humility, and continue to rise and do the things that we do. You get what I'm saying? You appreciate that, and you don't take it for granted. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
When things are handed to us, we don't do it. And that's why so many of our counterparts, some of these other folks that get the easy ropes, they don't make it. They get into drugs, they commit suicide, they do a lot of different things. They don't have that struggle. But you got it in your DNA for your mother, your family, you got our ancestors, you got a lot of resilience in you, man. And when it's all in line, because it's all going to line for you.
It's going to line up, right?
You're a powerful brother. So when it all lines up, you get what I'm saying? You have an opportunity to take those experiences and really uplift the community as well as your family and what you're doing. So don't give up. And anything that I can do to help support you, I'll support you and make sure that you get through it. Because that test is hard. The law and then the work is very, very hard. A lot of people don't know. It is very, very, very a tedious process to get that license and to keep it up. And that's why it's very, very important. But love your commitment, your dedication to doing that, because I think so many times in our community, we do feel like, at any given time, we could be laid off. We don't get the opportunity. And when we're talking about this year is economical empowerment, and I see
financial freedom,
Right.
And we can't do that being laid off and wondering where the next check gonna come from.
Right. And that's what we really need to work on. And that's why this year we are really focusing on mental health, Black health, and finances and investing, because we have to get our community in a place where we are taking the financial realm serious and we are doing the proper things to invest in ourselves, our community, and our families. Man. I've been posting articles on our social media, all these powerful, magnificent sisters and brothers, doing things, changing their financial paradigm and thinking differently about money and investing, getting into stocks. And these are the things that we're going to be teaching throughout this year. We're going to be doing baby steps to debt free. We're going to be teaching some stuff. We got some community partners that we're going to be working with to really educate our community on finances and investing, and teaching the women of our community and men of our community.
Man, shout out to the women out there, man, that's doing their thing, because it's been a lot of sisters, man, around the community, man, that's then rose up, man, and really, man, I mean, took the realm, man, and said, hold on, it ain't going down like that. We are here, and we will be seen, and we will be heard,
Man, definitely shout out to the powerful sisters out there. But we also want our sisters to know, okay, us brothers, we getting it together in 2022. We taking accountability. We doing the things that we need to do to uplift and support each other.
Yeah.
And we always want to let our sisters know, don't just forget about us and keep your noses down. Support your brothers, uplift the kings of the community. We coming.
And let's join hands in this, because we all can do it together.
That's right, man. And that's what we talk about. 2022 is all about solidarity, uplifting the community, working together. And like you said, healing that past trauma and building some of those broken relationships. We know over the years, our community has been impacted with a number of things. And, I'm seeing some of the elders of the community repairing some of their old relationships. So I say, if they could do it, young folks in the community, we could do it. We can forgive. We don't have to forget. But we can't forgive and move forward and build a better future for our community, because we need that unity, we need that solidarity,
and we need that love back in the hood, man. Bring that love back in that unity, man. You feel me? We gotta have it. We
Man.
gotta have it, and that's what makes a community, man, that and able to fight and argue, but still come back at the table and say, "Hold on, I still love you, even though I had to spank you." It happens.
That's real, and that's what we gonna be doing in 2022. We are issuing a lot of spankings here at both sides of the conversation.
You
But
know,
we gonna show some love. We're coming after the poverty pimps. We're coming after the people that are doing a disservice to our community. But we're gonna do it genuinely in love, and we're gonna hopefully kick those folks into shape and uplift them and bring that level of humility and compassion back to our community. Now is the time in our community to come together. We are in a crisis in this country.
Time is of the essence.
We got to get on it. We got to do it now. We got to fix it now. We need leadership. We need new vision. We need innovation.
Man,
we need our elders in the community to bridge the gap. Reach
come
out
on now
and pull up the young folks and be willing to pass the torch to the next generation of young folks so that we can continue to march in honor of this weekend of Dr. Cream to keep the dream going. And all these dream keepers who are keeping the dream going of life, prosperity, and what we need for our community. And we can do it. And it starts with brothers like you coming on, talking about your business. Y'all get out there and let's support these type of business and these efforts that's going on in our community so that we can make this change happen and make it a reality, something that we can touch tangibly and make sure that we leave generational wealth to our young folks, man.
That's real.
Very
it's about the babies, man. We got to heal the babies and make sure the babies have a strong foundation to push on, man, to keep us strong, to keep the dream alive, like you said, from Dr. King and all the other ancestors that came from the Marcus Garveys to the Malcolm X's. You know,
man, definitely. We got to keep the legacy going, and we're gonna even bring in some of the new young folks that are doing stuff because
there's some hot ones, man. They out there. They definitely there. There's some hot ones coming up. Shout out to Stunner, man.
Right, exactly. We got some young folks out there that are doing some phenomenal things, and we want to make sure we recognize and acknowledge history, but we also want to uplift our future, our young people today. We have some phenomenal young folks that are doing amazing things to push our community and our folks forward. So we're going to continue to uplift them, and we're going to continue to uplift our community and do the works because we do have brothers like Prince and Corey Monroe and John Henry and a number of folks that are trying to do their thing to impact the community, change it. Got my guy Nate Ford blessing the people.
Oh man, Nate he used to coach me. Nate been around for
Come on, man. We got decades. But before we get out of here, is there anything else you want to cover on that? But also, let's give these folks, these young folks who are watching, if they are listening, they got their pen ready, or one of our community folks, those steps that they need to take into getting the businesses going. And I'm hoping the entrepreneur program that SF Black Wall Street is running, some of the stuff that Renaissance is doing, YCD and some of the other community partners could really start working on helping our young folks get into this business mode, get them some resources and stipends to do all of the things that they need to get off the ground and get pushing. So if you got a youngster out there who don't know what to do, how to get his business going, tell them what they need to do.
Man, first of all, man, find out your business name. When you get that business name found out, man, the first thing you want to do, go to GoDaddy.com, man. Type that name in, man. See if that name is if anybody has that name available. If anybody doesn't have that name, if that name is available, then you can take it. If not, switch the name up, put an S on it, man. Do anything, man, to make that name yours, And then after you do that, man, okay, man, I got my name together. I want to get my business plan. Go holler at Black Wall Street. Go holler at Renaissance, and go get that business plan worked out, man, so they can, tap in with you, get you a business plan in order that's good for you. Then you want to see about trademarks, man. You go online, man, topuptrademarks.com, and then it's sites on there that you can look up, man, that'll help you get through that process. Another good resource if you want to start an LLC, man, LegalZoom, man. Tap in with LegalZoom.com, man, and they give you all the paperwork. They got all the different prices and areas where they can help you up there, man, and tap in with LegalZoom. Another thing, man, after you do that, man, if you want your website up, man, you could tap in with Us for Us, man. He got some people that over there that can help you get your website up, man. You know you're gonna need a website to contact them people around the world, man. If you want to get your internet on, you know that Facebook and Instagram is popping too. He can help you get that, man, going. You dig? And then, man, marketing, your marketing team, man. You want to go holler at Erica, man, at Renaissance, man. She can help you get your marketing team together, you know, so you can be able to put them plans together and get your name out there, to put them flyers out there, and to get the word out there that you got something coming up or you trying to move something, man. And that's all the information I got for now. But, man, tap in with me, man, at Mr. Prince Dean at gmail.com or Prince Dean on Facebook, man. And I answer any questions, man, through the DM, man, and contact your boy, man, because I ain't scared to get no game and no free gems out there to some youngsters that's motivated to do something different and to help the community.
Man, definitely phenomenal information. And let me tell y'all, folks, y'all can go to our website, both sides of the conversation, man, www.bsotc.org. We are ramping up our green book. So we're going to have a step-by-step, an easy process for folks who want to learn how to get their businesses set up. And we're going to be connecting with all these different business owners, website, graphic designers, marketing, people at like SF Black Wall Street. We're going to have all these businesses and these connections on our website. As we are doing here at both sides of the conversation, we are creating our green book for here. We're going to start it here in the Bay Area and beyond. We are building it. Our website designer is working on it. It's going to take some time. It's a lot of information, but we're going to set up those business starter packages, and we got some phenomenal folks. Okay, reach out to me. I know
one more thing.
Go ahead.
One more thing. And if any of you youngsters out there, man, is looking to pick up that camera, man, go holler at Baycat or Bayback for camera information and learn how to work them angles, that lighting, and work how to, use that camera properly, just to get you up on your gear, man, and just grab your camera and go for it, brothers.
We'll definitely put that information in the private chat. We get it up here on the screen. You can type it in the private chat. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff to help get this information out to the community. That's what we build in this green book for, to really have the community resources so that a person that's new don't have to be trying to figure out, where do I go for this, right? You could click on our website and be like, man, I'm looking for a website.
Boom.
Right? And we're going to have a whole bunch of website folks on there who do websites, right? Then if you need, a graphic designer, we'll have all the Bay Area graphic designers. We'll have them up there, right? When you talk about founding your LLC, lawyers, Zoom link, whatever it is, we're going to get all those folks on there. So it's easy step-by-step for our young folks, community folks to transition, to do their business. One thing in this pandemic, I want people to know is Black folks are doing more entrepreneurship than ever before in this country. And a lot more people are being successful. And we're going to try to put the tools in place to help people who are transitioning or have that mind that they think they can do it and betting on themselves. We're going to make sure that we have an easy process, step-by-step, to get folks through all this service, setting up your financials, getting the right banking for you, making sure that you're handling your books, sending you to these different programs like YCD Renaissance to teach you how to use QuickBooks, teach you how to set up your account, your payroll, things of that nature. We are putting that all in the works. It takes time, folks. We're building here, but our momentum is going. And upcoming, we're going to keep you all posted as we get through this year to keep putting that information in there so that we can keep jamming it out to the community and making sure our community folks get that misinformation. And that's why it's important for y'all to tune in on these Educational Thursday segments, on these hidden gem shows, so you can hear about these different business owners and these different processes and information that sometimes we don't get in our community. That's what we're providing, those resources, so you can connect with a brother like this. Now y'all been seeing cloud surfing all around. Now you know who the man behind cloud surfing is. Now you got a direct connect to him right here on the conversation. That's how it works. That's the power of what we do here at both sides of the conversation, is connecting those intersections and those resources to our community. Great connect. And you're going to get some kind of love when you say, man, I see you on both sides of the conversation, Prince. I need
come on, man.
Show me some love.
This counts for sure.
Man, but that's how I go, but we don't want y'all just calling them for the discount. That's one thing that I do want to change in 2022. When we support our black businesses and our brown business, we want to pay the cost. No one's
Yeah,
going
you don't go in Louis Vuitton asking for 10% off.
Right. Right. We want to make sure that we uplift and empower in our community, spending those dollars. But we want to make sure that we do it right, because inflation is jumping out of the roof right now, and the cost of doing business is a lot, and everything is going up around us. So we want to make sure that our young folks and the community folks get an opportunity to make a livable wage, man. And it's sad to say it, but here in the Bay Area, it's going to take more than a job. You're going to need a business and a couple other side hustles to make it with this inflation increase. But we could do it. And it starts with you believing in yourself first, reaching out to brothers like Dean, reaching out to both sides of the conversation, reaching out to some of the community partners. We got a lot of resources here. All you got to do is reach out to us, and we'll make sure that we get you connected with the right folks so you can do the things that you want to do. So yeah, Brother Prince, if there's anything else you want to say and talk about, man, go ahead right now, man, and get it out. If not, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up tonight, but go ahead and
man, first of all, man, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Both sides of the conversation, man. Shout out, man. I appreciate you, brother, man, giving me the platform, letting me communicate with not just the community, these youngsters, our future, man. Hold it down, youngsters, man. Stay focused, man. Man, it's dreams out. You keep your dreams going out there, man, and know that you can do it, man. Don't give up, man. It's a fight, man, but you worth it, man. Every part of you is worth it, man. And you got that melanin for a reason. You great, man. So know that you represent greatness, and through anything, man, and through God, anything's possible, man. So just keep it going.
Man, thank you again for coming on. And again, community, I apologize for the PDF, the presentation, but we'll get Prince back on here at some point. I know our Educational Thursdays are backing up out of the roof. But if you have a presentation out there that you would like to present to community to bring that education and awareness to the community, please go to our website, www.bsotc.org. You can sign up for one of our Educational Thursdays, or if you're a business owner, are you getting off the ground and you need some help marketing, pushing your information out to the community, go on there as well. Sign up for our Hidden Gem Business Show so that we can get you on here so you can tell the community where you at, and we can help promote your business and get our community folks to go out there and patronize your business as well. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up tonight's show. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I know it's a lot going on, but it's nice to see the folks out there. It's nice to be back on the air. A lot of people been calling me, where y'all at? We ain't seeing y'all on the air. What y'all doing? We are still doing stuff. Our team is working phenomenal hours behind the scenes, building up this organization, pushing it forward, and we're here. We're just taking off slow into 2022, and we're going to keep elevating throughout this year. More things happening, great things happening, and we just go keep uplifting.
Innovating, educating, the world going to be great. Hello.
Man, for sure, man, and we're doing it. So we're loving the things that's going on. We have some phenomenal news that's going to be coming out this year. Stuff that we're going to be doing to impact the community. It's just great stuff that's going to be happening. We're going to be getting this out to the community very, very soon as things start coming upon us. But we're looking forward to impacting our community, because that's what we all about: blessing the people, making sure that our folks get the information and the resources, and connecting those intersections. We're going to continue to keep doing that here at Both Sides of the Conversation. But this Sunday is going to be our next live show. If you want to tune in, we're talking sickle cell awareness. You want to learn something about sickle cell, you want to understand some of the traits and what's going on, find out if you have it. We're going to be talking about how do we get the testing centers in the community. We're going to have some phenomenal doctors come on and educate the community about sickle cell, how it's taking place in our community. And, it's going to be a great resource show, and you're going to hear from some folks who live with it and deal with it. But we're just excited about this Sunday show, and it is the playoffs. So I know the game's going to be on. Folks will be watching the game, yelling and screaming, "Go Niners!" But we're going to have that show this weekend for our community, and we're looking forward. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to this Educational Thursday. This was terrific to have a conversation with my brother, Prince D, cloud surfing, y'all, doing it all behind the camera, in the community, blessing the folks. And he's going to get past this hurdle for this next step of his life of becoming a successful drywall contractor. We're going to continue to pray with him. We'll continue to uplift him, and we're going to support him to make sure that he meets his goal and do the things that he need to do to help impact our community. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all for our next live show this Sunday. Please reach out to us. You want to talk to us, reach out to us, see what's going on, and we'll be able to keep you updated what's going on. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good evening. Be safe out there, and we'll see you all this Sunday on our next live show.